Okay, here we go, Facebook. We couldn't get Zoom to work. So here's
No, I
Ricky.
could not.
No, it's something wrong between you and me.
Yeah, I see your ceiling.
I know. Just ignore it.
Okay.
Because on Facebook, we're next to each other and people will see the both of us on one screen, but you don't see it till later.
Okay, cool.
So just ignore everything that you're seeing. So this is Ricky Cole, you guys. He's there. He's being so patient with technology.
I can barely work it.
Oh, man.
My kids are better at this modern stuff than I am.
I know it takes a 4-year-old and 3 geeks. Man, let me turn off the light. 1 second. Probably getting too much reflection in the afternoon. Let's see if this is better. That's worse. Oh, there we go. No. Technology, Ricky.
Yeah, we get it. I think I see a ghost of me right down there at the bottom. I'm a little hazy. I have my glasses on, but I think I see it on your screen. You're on a computer, correct?
Yeah, I'm on a computer and I'm holding my cell phone up to it.
Okay.
That's about as good as we're going to get with making all of these computers talk to each other.
Cool.
So talk to me, Ricky. What do you have to say to people going through a pandemic? Did you ever think you'd have to have comedy about a pandemic?
Well, I started, I say the last 2 years, I started doing political comedy. And I went on stage at Dangerfields.
Mm-hmm.
And I got, the comedians there was like, oh my God, that's a little too hard on the guy. He just became president, gave him a chance. I was like, yo, man, Hillary told you don't put this guy in the White House. And you didn't listen to the black guy. So, if you know Donald Trump, he's not presidential.
No.
And so, and so we went through that, and I was like, well, I tune it down a little bit with it. And, let's see how he works with being president. But he never got better. So I started, doing political comedy, and and people started laughing, and I started like throwing messages instead of preaching to the audience.
Mm-hmm.
I started making humor, because I don't give the Democrats any breaks either, because both parties are screwing up the country.
Yep.
Because if they wanted to fix this country, they would have fixed it a long time ago. Like every 4 years, we seem like every 4 years we go through the same thing over again. Democrat, Republican, Democrat, Republican. Seem like we're going insane. Just this stupidity. Totally. If they want to fix it, they will fix it. That's how it was. We're doing comedy with political comedy. Sometimes on stage, people they can get pretty mad at you.
Yes, they can.
Especially Trump supporters. I played in Boca Raton, Florida, at the Black Box. I was down there, and I was telling the people there, I was like, everybody was talking about socialism at the time. Oh, Hillary wanted to give away everything. That's socialism. I said, hey, if you over 65, you love socialism, especially every first of the month. So what are you talking about? What are you talking about? You get the kitchen fire. Who's going to come? The fire department. That's socialism. And if you see someone breaking in someone's house, the police comes. That's socialism.
Good point.
Yeah, the audience was great. The owner of the club was not so. But, oh my God, you're using too many swear words. And then after that, a few weeks later, what was his name? Oh God, he's a comedian back in the day. Oh God, he's slipping my mind right now. But he was swearing his butt off, and I was like, wait a minute, you getting on me about swearing? And this guy swears all the time,
Thank you.
And so Being a comedian now is crazy. It's fun, but it's crazy. You always have to read your audience. It depends if you want to throw something out political or not.
Yeah. So can you move your head to the right more so you're in the middle? There you go. Yeah.
Okay, you got me now?
Got you now. So tell me about reading the audience. If you wrote a book on reading the audience, everybody, they all assume that you're going to just know what that is by mentioning it. But what tricks do you use to read a room, Ricky?
Lots of alcohol. No, because my boy Julius, he's a comedy producer. He produced shows, and we had a habit of doing shows, and as comedians in the main room doing the show, we'd be back in the green room at the bar, and so it was a kid Jackass. You remember the show Jackass?
Yes.
He was down, and so Julia's wife, she
Kim.
Kim, right? Kim is cool. But me and Julia's in the back, and we're all in the back. We're partying in the bar. We're laughing, throwing jokes, and the audience going to the bathroom, hearing the comedians in the back in the green room having a good time. So people like piling up in the hallway, and so they constantly clearing the hallway, and we didn't pay no attention. So we were just having fun, but. The audience, when you try to read the audience, you don't know what you're going to get. Because I feel that you have to make the audience feel good.
Yeah.
So you don't hit them, go out there and walk up on stage and hit them with a Trump joke. You try to fill them out first. So if it's a tough audience, you try to look at them and see what works and what not. Because one time I did a show, the club no longer exists. And it was in New York. It was in the Iron District.
Mm-hmm.
And we went there, and I did a Depend joke about Depends, the diapers.
Yes.
And my son was waving, "No, don't do it, Dad, don't do it." And by that time, I was in the middle of the joke, and the audience was flat. I mean, no laughs, nowhere. And I'm looking around, they're staring at me like I did something wrong. And I looked at him and I said, "Oh, shoot, I forgot. Half of you guys wearing Depends," and everybody just fell out. So it was like, he was like, "How did you get through that one?" I said, "Only God knows," because you gotta constantly keep them laughing.
Yes.
But you find flat. It's hard. Sometimes it's hard to read the audience, and sometimes it's easy. But other than that, sometimes you don't care.
Yeah.
You don't care. But you try to send the first comedian out to warm him up, and if he don't warm him up, now it's the second comedian. Now you got oh God, I got to go out here. This audience is tough. I never looked at it like that. You try to fill it out. I judge it like this: if the audience is older, you try to keep it more mature. If it's younger and mixed, more younger audience, put it like this: if it's a younger audience, you try to, talk to them like you're their parent. Because I'm an older comedian, so it's not like just talking to them like they're on my equal.
Right.
I just tell them, you know what, you can end up in a napkin 30 years ago. Or on the floor, something like that. You try to work with everyone, but you don't try to to push your jokes out. One time I was at Gotham Comedy Club,
mm-hmm.
and it was the amateur night, the new talent night, and I was one of the comedians, and Jerry Seinfeld pops in.
What?
Yeah. So before they started the show, they needed someone to open. And I did not know Jerry was there, but what was his name? He always talking about the donuts, Cafferty, whatever his name is. I'm bad with names. He was there, and I walked past him, and he's a big time comedian. He was like sitting there, and I'm like, walk past, say, "Rick, you got to go up." I'm like, "What about the amateurs? What I got to open?" "Yes, you do." And so I go up, and I do 15 minutes of the worst show I think in my life. Find out half the audience didn't speak English, so I was great.
Oh my God.
It was all foreigners. And I was like, are you kidding me? They didn't understand what I was talking about in the first place.
Oh.
When Jerry walks in, everybody knew who Jerry was, you know. And what was it? Capri? He did 25 minutes, and he was talking about the donuts, his family. He did about 5 minutes on M&Ms. And then he gets off stage and he's like, see, Ricky's not that bad, you know? Half of them didn't understand what the hell I was saying. That was funny.
Oh my gosh. That would be horrible. I did comedy at a youth hostel down the street here in Vegas. And same thing happened. Most of them didn't speak English, and they kept going in and out and not sitting still. And I thought, I must be bombing. And afterwards, they all came up and told me how much they appreciated it.
Well, that happened at me at the Black Box. You know, I thought, you know, I had to MC. This is funny. You're supposed to have been one of the comedians that worked, you know, to do, you know, as, you know, you're not the opening act. And I go to the Black Box down in Boca Raton, and the guy said, hey, the MC guy can't make it. Can you MC? And I'm looking like, I got an MC to the whole show tonight. So, you know, my boy looking at me, yo, Rick, man, you got an MC? I'm like, yeah, I got an MC. He's like, you haven't MC'd before, really, not like this, a big show. I'm like, well, hey, everything's the first time. He's like, oh, God, he was at the bar drinking like he was throwing them down left and right. I'm supposed to have been drinking, not him. You know? So he was nervous because he was like, I got to film this. And so I go up, and that's when I did the joke. And, you know, it was a nice crowd. It was an older crowd, and we had a good time, you know. The owner wasn't that great, but you know, it was a good crowd, you know. And after I was leaving the club, and everybody come up to me, man, I love your show. When you coming back down? And I was like, you know, I don't know. Depends how the booking is. It's hard when you're an underground comedian to get booked.
Yes.
You know, and that's what I'm trying to do. You know, I play a lot in New York. I play at the casinos up here in Connecticut. The Funny Bones, and it's hard to get recognized because when you're down in the Village in New York City playing the underground clubs like, you know, the Comedy Cellar. I play with a lot of comedians from there, and I never played the Comedy Cellar because they have the Black Pussycat around the corner. It's the underground. A lot of new comedians play there, but it's part of the Comedy Cellar family, you know.
Yes.
In New York?
Oh, yeah. I barked with Pete. Comedy Pete taught me how to bark.
Oh, Comedy Pete. I haven't seen Pete in a while. How is he doing?
Seems to be doing good. I love him to pieces. He's so helpful in comedy and barking. And, well, I came to New York and I got on 25 shows in 3 months.
Oh, Pete is cool. Pete is pretty good. Pete's a good guy. I haven't seen Pete. Him in his Hawaiian shirts.
Yes, yes. He knows how to relate to everybody down in the Village.
He is the wonderful guy. I swear for God. He filmed one of my shows, and it was funny because he was laughing more than I was trying to work on the material at Dangerfield, and he was standing there. Pete's a good man. He's friends on me on Facebook, but he stayed pretty busy, so
yes.
We don't talk that much. But he's a good man. I love him.
Me too. Yeah, I love New York. I go to Comic Strip Live with Gladys Simon.
Gladys. I haven't seen Gladys since I did one of her shows, her shows. I played with Gladys a few times.
Really?
After that. Yeah. But the Comic Strip is, the owner I just heard passed away recently. I
did not know that.
Yes, I heard about that. A friend of mine told me, and I was like, because Dangerfield's what's the name who ran
Chario.
He passed away.
Yes.
And I was like, what? And that old man, he had the worstest jokes, but he always had good pointers because he was Rodney's right hand man.
Yeah.
And so he would pull me over to the side. Hey, why don't you just tighten this up? Why don't you try this on stage? So I always took notes from the guys who know the business,
Yes.
air yourself on stage, to try to be professional as possible, if you can. Sometimes you run into some audience, you just can't be professional, but you try to keep it professional.
Yes. Is Dangerfields, now you're at a whole different level of comedy than I am. So I want your input. At Dangerfields, do you find that a difficult room to get going laughing?
No. None of the rooms, if you play in New York, none of the rooms are difficult. It depends on your material.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about your material. And one thing I learned from the older comedians, just your material according to the audience. Don't go up there thinking if you play material for a younger audience and you go up there and throw that mess out there, and it might be funny to the young crowd, but it might not be funny to the older crowd. It's just like playing 2 or 3 shows a night. In New York City, you might have 3 shows in one night. It's, one after the other. You're the same, you do the first show, you kill. Second show, you do the same jokes exactly like you did the first first audience. Silent, punchline, right on point, bam. All of a sudden, you get like a bad note when you're playing music. What I do wrong? Now, the audience looking at you like, I didn't get it, Now you're too busy trying to correct yourself. So I learned, if you hit a bad note, you just throw it out there. Hey, are you listening, or you didn't get it? Let me repeat myself. So now you got to bring the audience into you.
Okay.
And you're talking to them like talking to your friends. So with that, you can get through anything, because I tell them, I said, me and the guys back in the day, me and Julius and all the guys, we kept so much ruckus going on in the green rooms that by the time we hit the stage, we're having a good time. So when they see you're having a good time, the audience have a good time.
Got it. That's a great idea.
Right. Yeah. So you're trying to make, I ran into some places where, like at the casino at Mohegan Sun.
Yeah.
We played at the Conics with some amateur shows, and the comedians and the amateurs get together and they bring a few up and coming comedians, and you find out that they bring their relatives, bringer shows.
Yeah.
And those bringer shows, it helps put money into the comedians who run the shows or the clubs, the showcase shows. But, they don't really care about the comedians. So if they can, but it's also giving you an opportunity to stand out from the other comedians. And that's how I got it. And when I started back at on a dare with a friend of mine, Steve said, well, you told that I was a joke pretty. You ever done comedy before? And I was like, yeah, but that's a long time ago. I gave that up. He said, I bet you can still do it. I said, well, where's the open mic? And I was like, there's an open mic where? He said, well, there's an open mic at Joker's. So I went down to Joker's. The first night I punked out. I'm not going to lie. I punked out. I haven't been on stage in almost 25 years. And the second night, I said, well, next Wednesday I'll do it. So I went down there. Now, that night, I'm thinking if I bomb, who cares? There's a bunch of comedians, and they all are amateurs, and I haven't done this mess in years. So I'm thinking of some old material I did some years ago. That night, the club was packed with parents bringing their kids back to Yale. And so they was going out to dinner, so they want to hear some comedy. The club was packed from the front to the back. And I'm telling my boy on the phone, man, I ain't been on stage for 25 years. No way I'm going out there and do this 5 minutes. I'm going to bomb in front of a whole full club? Are you kidding me? He said, are you going to do it or what? You can do it. I went up there and I killed. It was a great show. And I never looked back since. So,
Great.
You got to be able to have confidence in yourself. And that brought back more confidence than I thought I had, And I was like, wow, I got a standing ovation. People was like, yo, you're a comedian. You're a real comedian. And I was like, yeah. And I walked away from this game because it's hard sometimes to get noticed.
Yes, it is. Yes.
Just like playing in New York. I have a name recognition from
Yes.
from Caroline's to comic strip, Dangerfields to Gotham, around New York. It's fun. Broadway is my home base.
That's what I thought I knew you from Broadway.
Yeah, Dee Dee and all of them guys. I love them. It's like family there,
It is.
And I like that club because, it's fun. You can go in, you can write a new joke, you walk in there, if it bombs, who cares? They'll tell you, man, you could have did it this way, you could have brought it back that way, Once you put a little bit more oomph into it, and that's what I like about, doing comedy with people because criticism is not criticism. It is telling you what you could have done better. Because the last joke I did was the Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton joke. And it was funny because I was like, out of all I said, it's funny that the Republican Party making all types of excuses for Donald Trump. This party making all types of excuses for Donald Trump. But they had no problem impeaching Bill Clinton for just, blank, I don't want to say it. But, and that's how it went. But it went great. But somebody yelled out in the audience, Jewish girls don't swallow. And I went, I know, but they damn sure do save. Ever since then, it was funny because it worked right on time because I was like right in the middle of the joke. And there was some Jewish girls saying, yeah, but Jewish girls don't. It was so funny and the whole audience fell out. That's what you want from the audience. You want feedback.
Yes, I love it when people heckle me. Number one, it teaches you like your timing and might be too slow if they had time to put something in there.
Oh yeah, because I'm trying not to really push the envelope, even though I had it written down. And to find out who pushed it out was one of the comedians who I worked with because they knew that fit it, and I wouldn't want to use it because you don't want to offend people like Jewish girls, because Monica Lewinsky was Jewish.
Yeah.
And you don't really just push the Jewish thing out there because sometimes don't listen to that thing telling you don't do something, do it.
Yes.
And I never look back. I just go out there and tell it like it is. Yeah, I know Jewish girls don't swallow, so don't give me that. And it works every time. But you damn sure do save, and that's the point. Maybe for a rainy day, I don't know, but you saved, But people who understand that, the older crowd, get it. She saved the dress.
Yes.
And so people start laughing, but the younger crowd be like, "What's she saving? What's she saving?" So you don't use that joke with the younger crowd because it flies right over their heads.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
But get away from you talk about family and friends and growing up because I am 50. Gotta be 59 next month.
Wow, I'm 69.
Wow, you look good for 69. It seemed like we came from a generation that was basically cool, like drugs. We talk about drugs. And what I done, my kids can't fool me about drugs. I did every drug out there, but I got to knock off some. I didn't do this one. I didn't do heroin. I didn't do that one. I did a lot of these. I did a lot of cocaine. I did a lot of marijuana. I tried that ecstasy once. And so you got to let them know what you know stuff. So you can't come. We're the older generation of people. But it's feeling weird to getting up in age and realizing that wow, I am. You okay?
Yeah, it's not a dry cough.
Okay, as long as you're that. Last time I called my sister. She answered the phone coughing, and I said, "You okay?" She said, "Don't give me no corona." I just said, "Are you okay?" So that's why I said, "You okay?" I was waiting for that. No claim, don't give me nothing. I don't want it. What'd you call me for anyway? I was like, I just want to say how you doing. Make sure you're okay. I'm fine. That's my oldest sister. She's 63 now.
Oh my, where does she live?
She lives in Connecticut. She lives about about 2 miles from me.
Oh, yeah, you live in Hamden, Connecticut.
Yes.
What's that city like? If you had to
It's
compare.
quiet. I live in a quiet, neighborhood. My father-in-law, built a nice home, and me and my wife have, living here now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I have to cut this short because I have to go to the next interview, Ricky Cole, but can you and I have another time to interview since technology got in the way today? You're so great.
Oh, sure. Anytime you want. I'm still trying to learn how to work this technology, so, bear with me.
Me too. I'm like, oh, no, you don't. Like it wants to get in the way, and I'm like, no, we're going to do this.
All right. But you stay safe.
You stay safe too. Thank you so much. I love you a lot. And I'll get back to you.
And I'm looking to get out there and do some comedy with you guys.
Yes,
right?
Come out to Vegas.
I shall.
Okay, bye, Ricky.
All right, God bless. Stay safe.
God bless. Stay safe too. Bye, Ricky.
Bye-bye.
Awesome, Ricky. Thank you.
Thank you.
Dagnap this cough. Anywho. Cole, Carlos Anthony. So, end live video. I don't have to. I could just invite. What is going on here? Oh my gosh.